So hi, my name is Dhruva Tripathi. I'm CEO and founder of Eminent Fashion Forecasting Company, and we have started our unique new program that we call a influencer connector. So here we connect India's and world's top designer, top influencer from those who you can learn. So in that aspect, today we have a very special guest, Parvesh Bharti. He is one of the emerging eminent designer, who was the uh, participant in developing the design during the Padmavat movie, and also he was also designing for the Houseful 4 movie, and there were so many other projects that he undertook during his career. So basically, he worked under Ritu Kumar and many other eminent designer, and you can we can discuss in this journey in his journey where he worked and how he started. So let me introduce Parvesh now. So here is the Parvesh. Yeah, Parvesh.
Namaskar. Hello. Hi.
So let's talk about yourself. So as you started, so let's start first from your childhood. So basically, you just came in this fashion industry. So
Mhm.
how was your childhood from where you started? So and not just childhood, how what was your dream? We're gonna discuss. So just let's first introduce yourself.
Namaskar. Hi. Hello. My name is Parvesh Bharti, and I am from Delhi itself. And I'm one of those true Delhiite who've been born and brought up in Delhi only. My fathers and forefathers are from here only. If I talk about the fashion industry and how was my childhood was like, so the one thing that come first in my head is I was never good at studies. I, I just wanted to be a part of any kind of artistic involvement, you can say. And my parents were always they weren't happy from me not being able to study hard in the schools and getting good grades. But I was always getting good grades in any art related studies, like be it drawing, dancing, singing, or playing guitar or anything like that. And whenever they used to set me free to do my homework, and after hour or something like that, whenever they used to come back, they always found me scribbling my sketchbook, doing some sketching, making some uh, portraits of some singers or anything like that. So at the end, they told me, okay, you do whatever you wanted to do, just for our sake, you get pass in each and every exam. We do not care about your marks, and we will set you free once you get pass in 12 with some good grades. So that was basically
Mhm.
my childhood was. I was always interested in doing either ripping my jeans off or sketching something on my t-shirts or doing something with my shirts or
Mhm.
manipulating some patterns of my shirt. And the biggest fact is I never knew that this kind of thing, fashion designing, existed back there. But
Okay.
I already had interest in things like that.
So during our discussion, you talked about like you were also interested in music. You were the part of
Yes,
some rock band and something like that.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
just let's discuss about that. How you moved from the music to the fashion.
Okay, so as I told you earlier, I was never into studies. After my 2 month, like after I gave my examination of 12th board, so we had like 3 months of vacations. Yeah, after exam, when 12th exam. I yes, sir. Noise.
Not
Am I am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible. Now it's fine.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes, it's fine. So after my 12th examination, we got
Mm-hmm.
like 3 months off from school, and we were three or four boys, always
Mm-hmm.
interested in music. Like I was a child who used to. I still remember there was a album that came out in I don't know, maybe 2006 or 2008
Mm-hmm.
by Eminem. Oh, sorry, uh, Enrique Iglesias.
Okay.
That was
And
like Insomnia. Yes, his album was Insomnia,
insomnia
and
and
the yes, and the same time, Black Eyed Peas also released
yeah.
their album uh, called Monkey Business,
So you're
and I
talking
used to
about
just
2012 and 10. At that
yes,
time,
yes, yes,
music.
that time only, because I never knew what to do after school life.
Mm-hmm.
I had never known about this institution like NIFT or anything for that teaches fashion designing in India. But I was always uh, I had this thing in my mind that all I wanted to do is be an artist, and it can be any form. So I used to listen to those albums starting from 8 p.m. in the night to 4 a.m. till the morning. I don't know how many times I've repeated those songs. I don't know why I used to do that. I just used to love songs and music. And back of my head, I was decoding my own rhythms. So one fine day, we all four guys uh, we met, and then we decided let's make our band, make a music band. So in 2010, I guess we made a band called Code Red,
Mm-hmm.
and we practiced throughout 2 months, and we got so good in that time. We gave an audition for India's Got Talent as well in 2010, and I'm talking about the audition that you don't see on the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like before coming on the screen, there are certain criterias and more exams or interviews or trial rounds you have to face. So I'm talking about that time. So we gave audition there, and we got selected in first round. We
Mm-hmm.
got selected in second round as well, but
Great.
somehow the uh, the judges who were taking our interview, I still remember I played the song called Mairi by
Okay.
Euphoria,
Yeah.
and the judges were so into it. In our first, the first time we played, the cameraman was so awestruck with our performance, he forgot to turn on the recording mode, and everyone clapped. And then the judge asked the cameraman, "Did you get that?" And he was like, "Sorry, the I forgot to put the press the recording mode."
Okay.
And you know what? The first time when you give your best, it just doesn't come out naturally on the second time. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was the story of our band. We initially enjoyed those stages. We played in many places after that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I gave an examination of NIFT that
Mm-hmm.
I got to know through one of my friends, and so I got selected in NIFT. I just gave one examination. I just uh, gave a written examination of one place, not like my other friends who were enrolling in MBAs. I'm not comparing or anything. Just that okay, they knew so many things back then, and
Mm-hmm.
I did not even had an idea. Okay, maybe I'll get into it or not. Let's just at least fill up the papers. So I got
Great. So
selected.
basically, when you started your NIFT journey
It
in
was in 2011.
2011.
Yes.
Okay. So in 2011, so you just entered in the fashion world. So
Mhm.
just let's discuss about how was your college life during at that time. So basically, you just went from the musician to the designer. and you might be having a lot of new experiences over there. So just let's discuss on that.
Thank you so much for asking this question. I mean, um, coming from a small town, I live in a place called Mohammadpur. Coming from a small town and being a part of a band and being selected in the second round of India's Got Talent, because everything changed so swiftly. Like 1 month prior, I was in part of a band, and after 1 month, I got selected, and I'm going to NIFT Shillong uh, for the enrollment and everything. So in my head, I was this cool singer, the singer or rock star, something like that. But when I went into the college, my very first day, I was like, everybody is so cool, as you quote unquote, everybody is so cool over there that my uh, uh, brightness, the way I was shining, it got a little dim.
Mm-hmm.
And since childhood, I just had one thing that I wanted to do something big in life,
Mm-hmm.
and I was very uh, proactive about it. Like I was very, I'm a good learner, and so I wanted to learn that art as well. Coming from a small town to being a fashion designer or getting fit into that organization, NIFT.
Mm-hmm.
That
So
was how my initial days were in the college time.
So, how was your experience during your college journey? So, basically, during the college, we have a lot of projects. Every week, we need to submit more than 6 to 7 projects, and sometimes you're not able to even sleep. So,
Yes,
how was
yes,
the
yes.
experience?
It was. See, during that time when I was being actually the part of the organization, uh, I still remember we used to like curse the organization on NFT. They are burdening us with so much of a projects. We are unable to sleep, eat, blah blah blah. So much many things. But um, with the burden, we learned so much of responsibilities. Like we weren't just working and working throughout the time. We were having our fun time as well with our friends and colleagues. I still, I had this dorm uh,
Mhm.
where I used to have a room where 4 people used to live, but I took it, and it was only me who was staying in that entire room, and our whole dorm was occupied by my friends only. So the uh, examination times and the project times, whenever we needed to submit the project, it
Mhm.
was always like all the 4, 5, 7 of friends are sitting together, and we're uh, gossiping about the college, and we're still doing our projects. And it was really fun. If I look back now, it was the I had more fun in my life in my college time. We just had one thing. If we if the high scorer of the class, if he's getting 9 out of 10 without sleeping, without eating, and doing months of research and indulging into it, not taking the fun of the college life. We never had this mindset, me and my friends.
Mhm.
We were always like, we will submit 4 projects out of 7, and if we are still managing to get 7 out of 10, we are good with it. Because since childhood I wasn't into studies, but uh, Nift is all about 70 to 80% practicals, and
Yeah.
that intrigued me. Yes, that intrigued me way more than anything. It was fun being into a fashion college and everything.
So I think during your these practical works, basically what happened, all the creative people stop reading much. So basically they lose their academic career actually. So basically they don't get into reading the books. They just become kind of always doing something through their hands rather than through their brain work and all kind of stuff.
Hmm.
How did how did you feel like, since you were not much interested in reading the things, but you were more interested in doing the things? So I think you
Oh,
were feeling more comfortable at that time, or you were feeling more comfortable during your school time?
no, actually, what happens? I do not know how, but my mindset it shifted because our first or second semester we were mostly doing the practical stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and when it comes to studies, during our first or second semester, I had this mindset like if it is about study, I ain't gonna do it
Mm-hmm.
because I hated it when I was in school. But from my second year, everything changed. My
Mm-hmm.
mindset shifted because then they started to teach us about the fashion history of big all the designers, like world known renowned designers like Alexander McQueen. And yes, that was the time when I first read about Alexander McQueen and
Mm-hmm.
all the big designers like uh, Tom Ford, Giorgio Armani, and Vincent Laurent. And I wasn't just reading about them, I was going through, it was like I was going through their entire life. So I got uh, way into it, like studying, but just the fashion part, like studying about the designers, studying about any textiles. I was into it,
Mm-hmm.
but no graphs and no technicalities, no math questions and blah blah blah. No. I was still running away from it. But yes, the studying about anything related to fashion, I do not know how, but I got into it very much.
So how did you feel like, basically, when you entered in Nift, you had a some kind of mindset that you will be enjoying the life at the Nift, and but when you entered and you just saw, okay, a lot of work to do, and even we do not get the time for ourselves. So basically, it's kind of the time becomes so much, kind of aloof and alone in getting indulged in just work, work, work. So what happens? Sometimes people feel very much frustrated. They feel like a lone journey, or did you feel something like that?
Yeah, it's it was 40% my entire NIFT life was like that only, feeling lonely because uh, coming from a middle class family, we do not have much money in our family, and my parents they put everything in my studies, whatever they have. So, and when you get to know your parents, they mortgages their uh, gold jewelries as well to uh, pay the fees. So you tend to have this emotion inside. Okay, whatever happens, it's okay if I don't get to eat, but I will complete my assignments no matter what. If I'm supposed to eat 4 times, then I probably be eating 2 times, and that's okay. And the best part about that is my my entire friend circle was like that. We all were from the middle class family, and every one of us was as much passionate as I am. We always look after each other, and whenever anybody used to feel low regarding their family, regarding their um, monetary situation or anything like that, we always have their back, each other's back. I still remember there was a time when I
Mm-hmm.
was doing an assignment, and my grandmother, she called me. She's in a much better place right now. So and parents just have this ability. You just have to say hello, and
I think
then they
get
recognize.
what exactly is happening inside the
Yeah,
heart child.
yes, yes. And my grandmother, she was like, hey, I just said, Namaste, Mata, Amma. We used to call her, Namaste, Amma. And she's like, is everything okay? Are you fine? Do you need some money? It's okay, you can tell us. We'll send you some money. And I literally had tears in my eyes and I was like, Nahi, Amma, everything is fine. I was just doing my assignment. I haven't slept for I do not know how many nights. So my voice is cracking just like that. So yeah, we've had our moments. We've had our good, wonderful moments as well. And we had our weak moments as well. But because of all those things, all times I have seen and I've been the best version of myself. Maybe that is why I am here. And the all the credit goes to my family and the my friend circles.
Great. So basically, I think that your grandmother was one of the strong support for you at that time, and
Yes,
you just
yes.
explain everything, whatever is in your heart and mind. So it's a great idea to understand for those who
Thank you for the
want
thumbs up.
to
Can I continue?
get into this fashion industry. They want to join any college. So you just can explain, like, what they should expect actually, and what the fashion industry is not all about. So basically, most of the people get into the fashion industry. They think that it's very glamorous world, but
Hmm.
when they get into this field, they feel like, okay, this is not that good. So how you felt, like, what advice actually you want to give to those students, those who want to get into the fashion industry or the Nift or any NID college or any kind of college? So what advice you gonna want to just give them,
Hmm. I'll just say one thing. Okay, if you
especially for
wanna,
the college, especially for the college time only? We're gonna discuss other stuffs once we get into your future journey of.
yes, 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 yes. So I wanna emphasize on one thing actually. Okay, it's good you're in college, and it should be a balancing life. You should live your life in a very balanced way. You should not study very hard because then you will have no memories of the college. You'll have no memories with your friends, and you shouldn't play very hard, like just fun time everywhere. Life should be balanced, whether be in college, in school, or post in the job journey or anything like that. We always kept it like that. Like when from Monday to Friday, it was we were very intense about our work because
Mm-hmm.
we've had this competition within our friend circle only, na? A very healthy competition within our friend circle only. Like everybody wants to be best. Everybody wants to be better than everybody else because each one of us was good in our own field. Like I was good in I was very uh, good in fantasizing, like fantasy things. My
Mm-hmm.
most of the things used to be like that, futuristic fantasy things.
Mm-hmm.
My friends, one of my friends was good in sketching, like she was
Mm-hmm.
very best in art. Another one of my friends, he was very good in cooking and photography at the same time. So yeah, we've always had this healthy competition within our friend circle, and people who kids who wants to enroll into a fashion industry, want to be a part of the fashion industry. It's not an easy task. If you wanted to be a best out of it, take my advice. At some point of time, you will feel like you are preparing to be a doctor. It gets that intense as well. In your final examinations, you won't get to sleep like a week properly as well. But that's the fun about it because once it's done and you get your exam results, those nights you feel like it paid off, when your heart and mind and soul are into it, so everything becomes fun, even those sleepless nights as well. And you will have many stories to tell your parents and your friends and way after that.
Yeah, obviously. So, as you were talking about being a person from the middle class, there are a lot of external influences. Basically, the guys, those who are from the high class family, they are
Yes,
rich,
yes, yes.
and you just see them. They are having a
And
different.
every kid, newly joined kid wants to be just like them. They wanted to be part of that community. They just wanted to be close to them. Yes,
So,
that's
what
it.
advice you would like to give to those middle class people and those who are maybe not even less than middle class? So, how they should live their life at the college?
It gets very easy. Uh, for me, I was so it played a very positive. My feelings played a very positive role in my Nift journey because I was too much into myself. I wanted to be just better than everybody around, be the limelight of the every situation. So for me, it was like that. So I always used to dress up very nicely. I
Mm-hmm.
used to experiment with my looks, and there were times when people used to laugh about my fashion sense. But who cares? You're in a fashion field. You're in a fashion industry. Like you're literally studying in NIFT, and people who are laughing at your fashion sense, then mm, just just they're fools. Just don't pay attention to them. Do whatever your heart desires. You have the whole 4 years or 3 years or 5 years of your life that nobody's going to ask you what you're doing and why you're doing. You can dress up any way you wanted. And if you're in a fashion industry, like if you're studying in a fashion college, that means you studied hard for it to be inside the college. And since now it's your time to shine, like this is the starting of the time, how you want it to be shine. Just
Mm.
shine like a bright star. Be like whoever you are. And yes, there will be many influence, and it's also good to get influence. You learn something out of it. No experience in the life gets wasted. You can get influence, just not too much that you entirely forget about your own personal
Mm.
personality.
So basically, there's many situations where I have observed during the college life. So many students, those who are not from the, even the middle class family. So what actually happens? They just feel like they are getting suffocated. They are just not able to compete against them. So basically, those people who are very rich, they sometimes heckle those people, and they just try to show off their richness, kind of stuff. So some people, some students, those who are not, very hard, stone-hearted, individuals. So they just get hurt.
Introverts.
Yeah, and those who are introvert, they just get hurt very easily, and those who are
Hmm.
extrovert, they
Yes.
just give the response very hard. They just present themselves in a very harder way, and those who are introvert, they just struggle inside them.
Hmm.
So how they should come out of those things?
I guess first and the foremost important thing is to always remember time will change everything. You need to give time some time. And I believe introverts they get uh, picked up by their extrovert friends, and that is the best part of friendship because I had many introvert friends. I literally trained them uh, how to how to live freely and how any other person's word shouldn't affect you personally, and how not to take anything in and everything literally on yourself. This is the one thing that people should remember. Like, you shouldn't take everything so seriously. It's life. Everything has its own uh, part to play. You should never take anything and everything so seriously. I just want to say that because
Mhm.
I never took anything seriously. Because I still remember many of my uh, rich seniors as well, many of my very good friends of mine who are right now still, they used to laugh about my fashion sense. And to be very honest, if myself, 33 years old Parvesh Bharti will go back in time and still look at the 24 or 23 years of age Parvesh Bharti who just got enrolled in NIFT Shillong, I will laugh so hard on myself to be very honest. But the best part about uh, life is time changes and person and people changes with time. So we
So
should
basically,
never
in
take
my
anything
opinion, sorry to cut you out. In my opinion,
wrong.
those who are struggling inside them during their college life, they should must remember the reward of this struggle is very big, and
Yes,
they should not get into those external influences that they could
yes,
actually get diverted from their main goal. So if you have your goal set, you won't get diverted, and this is how
yes.
you cope up with the struggles. So let's look into your favorite subjects at that time. What you used to love and what you used to hate.
Oh, this is very fun. This is very easy actually. Yeah, still, I do not know. While you were asking me the questions now, both of the names got into my head. I thought, okay, I won't remember it. Yeah, so the best subject I used to love was VNR. It
Mhm.
was it was all based. It was all about sketching, drawing, and learning how to paint and textures, learning about the texture, learning about the color stories. Because our faculty, they never took it. They never, like 70% of our classes used to happen outside only.
Mhm.
Like, he set us free. His name is Mr. I'm forgetting my name. This- Okay, if I'll get that name, I'll tell you. So, yes, Mr. Kumar Vikas.
Okay.
I still remember. He was very good with me. So he used to set us free. He told
Mhm.
us, okay, this is the time, like from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You have the time. You go out, you roam around, uh, do as many sketches, do as many caricatures you want, learn as many colors. And he used to overlook our subject. And we've learned so many things from him, not just art,
Mhm.
also about life. He
Mhm.
he taught, I don't know, this one saying got into my head and I still follow that. He told me, "Ke, you will never make your work." It's something like that. Like you never make your work. It's the work that makes you, that chooses you. You never choose your work. It's the work that chooses you. And ultimately, it will take you places if you learn to listen and be guided through it.
Mhm.
And the okay, that it is that time was the one subject that I used to hate it from the bottom of my heart. It is HOD, History of Design. Oh my god, the word history itself, I
It's
was never good at learning dates or geography. Oh my god, I never got good marks in that subject. But it
so
was fun.
basically during the college time we actually hate some subject and we actually love some subject. So what actually happens? we make a mistake at that time, and exactly we feel like, okay, after joining some, you know, fashion industry, after joining some designer or working as a merchandiser or any kind of job actually you do after passing your college, so you feel like, okay, we have, if I would have learned this subject, I would have done better. So
Yes.
can you share your experience, what exactly you felt when you started your career, like if you have learned during this time, you would have not struggled.
Yes. It actually happened in my first job during the time of Padmavat project only,
Hmm.
because we had to do so many research regarding the character of Alauddin Khilji.
We're gonna learn
Because
this. Yeah, yeah, you can
because
share it in a shorter way, since we're gonna cover your story
yes,
later
yes, yes.
on.
So that particular assignment, that particular project, require from us to have so much of uh, back knowledge of fashion in history
Mm-hmm.
that I missed. But
Okay.
during that time only, again my mindset it shifts with the time. You know, you get a newfound interest in many things. So that time I started, I found this interest in textile designing, like all the textile uh, of India, outside
Mm-hmm.
India, be it Kutch, be it Rajasthan, be it Banaras. Every state has its own beauty, like own um, textile history. So that was it becomes very intriguing to me,
Mm-hmm.
being in the uh, being in my first job. So that's how I started learning the fashion history.
Yeah. So there's um, even garment construction, like you learn about your pattern making, and then we have a our stitching classes, we have the
Yes,
designing
yes, yes.
classes. So how was your experience of these subjects, like stitching, making your patterns? So basically these are kind of very you know, time consuming subjects actually. They take a lot of your times, and you make a lot of mistakes, and you need to redo again. So how did you feel at that time? Did you like these subjects, or it was your kind of fun kind of subject?
To be very honest, I like everyone has some favorite subjects and some mm, like subjects that you just wanted to attend the classes, get your um, attendance, so that you will be able to sit in the final examinations. Some
Mm-hmm.
of some of my pattern making classes were like that. I like sometimes I still remember I never liked pattern making because I felt this is so basic. I do not know why, because it didn't offer anything challenging.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they used to teach us in college, I grasped it very quickly. But then it comes the subject, creative pattern making. I was very into it because they taught us many ways of shifting the darts, many different ways of constructing of garments. Like we were free to cut any garment from anywhere, and it can take any imaginable places,
Mm-hmm.
shapes, and there were no restriction to it. So
Okay.
creative pattern making was one of my best and favorite subject when I was in my when we initially started learning about pattern making.
Mm-hmm.
And just the pattern making was very good for me.
And what about stitching?
Yes, stitching was, for me, I was into I used to play video games a lot. like way a lot. I've been caught many times by my parents. I have been yelled at during my school days. So stitching was like a game to me. I do not know if many people. Hello. I do not know if many people remember. Uh, there was a game called Street Runner where
Mhm.
you had this CD, sorry, cassette that you can plug into your television, and there was only a two-way road that you can play. So stitching was like that to me. Like it was like a game to me. Like I has to be my lines has to be very straight in
Mhm.
on the garment. Basically, I was just living my dream, coming out from a family. So I enjoyed everything thoroughly, be
Mhm.
it banters of teachers, be it getting good marks, uh, be it late night assignments, be it stitching. Stitching was very fun part for me because I was learning so many technical stuff, and I used to stitch my own some part of my garments in my household only. My mom, she has this machine of Pusha brand that every household, most of the middle
Machine.
class household has. Yes. That paddle machine,
Yeah.
So I used to make so many changes in my garments while my school days. So it was fun
Mm.
for me, the stitching class.
Great. So let's talk about your projects. So basically, as you get into your third year, you need to just start working on your projects actually. And there's a short internship that you need to be
Yes,
part of,
yes, yes,
2 months of
yes.
internship. And then, so let's discuss about your internship projects. So how was that? How did you feel your internship? How was your experience?
I was very lucky during my internship time. I got lucky because I got into this Norwest Private Limited.
Mm-hmm.
It's a company in Gurgaon. So my college senior, fourth year senior, was already working there.
Okay.
It is a buying house. It
Mm-hmm.
uh, we learned so many technicalities regarding the retail part of the fashion industry, how it works, and having the support of our seniors, it just made a little things just got a little easy for us. We
Mm-hmm.
had the early access of all the things, and uh, our senior taught us many things. Um, and the ma'am whom I was interned with, she also taught me so many things, and we learned about buyers meetings in the internships. We learned about all the trims, all the technicalities. Pardon my French. All the technicalities like the stitching part of it. The in stitching part, basically, what I learned most is you cannot uh, derail from your stitching pattern even 2 mm if you are working in a buying house because everything runs in a bulk basis, and if one garment of yours get picked up and got tested by the buyers, and if it gets rejected, so your entire lots of, I do not know how many numbers of thousand
Style.
of pieces get rejected. Yes. So from there I learned the technicalities
Mm-hmm.
and the perfection part of it. The
Mm-hmm.
pattern has to be perfect. It has to come under particular um, measurements, uh, all the trims, what kind of different fabrics. We learn uh, about the tech packs that we don't usually learn in college because there's no buyer coming in the college, so nobody teaches regarding that. We learn about tech packs. We learn about buyer needs, like when the buyers come, how you have to um, transform the entire workplace. So in Norwest Private Limited, we used to have this conference room
Yeah.
where every time a buyer comes, we need to transform that conference room according to the current seasonal collection. It has to go with the theme.
Yeah.
So 4 and 5 of our uh, friends, we used to uh, you know make the entire room matching with our themes, and we made sure we never go out of the budget. Like we always had this budget, like for 4,000, 5,000. So that taught us one more thing: how can we recycle our product and make the environment workable with it, the
Hmm.
beautiful, being the inside the budget. So that also taught us regarding the budgets and the budget cuts and the recycling projects as well. And we were lucky enough because our seniors made sure that we interns got to get to be the part of that buyer's meet, even just to sit back and take notes. So from there, we learned how to be a part of the buyer's meet. What are the buyer's requirements? What things get, what kind of things get wrong? What kind of things get right? What are the things that that makes your collection more sellable? And you get to have some points that you need to take care in the next coming projects, because the buyer will tell you, because in that meetings you get to see some loopholes and some bright parts of the collection that you can reuse it. Like every collection has a silhouette, most selling silhouette, most selling color, most selling treatment, and
Prince.
the cost
Yeah.
price point as well. So we've learned, being in the buying house, we learned all of that, the technicalities of fashion industry. That basically that was the first exposure of our fashion industry.
Great. Great. So it was your first internship or it was the last internship?
To be very honest, that was my first internship, not last, because after that uh, I had a I had to face a repeat semester, because during my examination time, my dadu got he passed away, and I was into study very much. I couldn't focus on studies, and because of that, I couldn't um, prepare and give got the good examination results as well. But somehow it there's uh, how we say, it's a disguise in
Hmm.
blessing in disguise, sorry. So in during that time, during my repeat semester, I got a time of 6 months where
Hmm.
I took an internship under that designer called Saman Chauhan. So I
Okay.
already had a internship. I've already done a 2 month internship in Norwest Private Limited, which was a buying house. And this time I wanted to really have an exposure of how our designer works. So I spent my 6 months with him, and I learned way much more during that time, because uh, I also had this pressure on my head, like I have to be a good student, and I cannot be a bird. I know it's very uh, you know hard thing to face and say at the same time, like I don't want it to be a burden on my family. Although my parents never uh, thought about it like this, but it just gets in your head if you're
Yeah.
coming from this kind of a background. So that repeat semester got me too much into my work. I got just too much more passionate, more serious about my work. All that fun part of it just started going away somehow, and so I learned so much during my that time.
Yeah. So how was your internship during the Saman Chauhan's period?
Oh, it was really interesting, because uh, being working in a buying a house, you are uh, you have to follow certain guidelines even when you are sketching
Mm-hmm.
the spec sheets. We just have to make flat sketches, and sketching was the fun part that I used to love every time. But
Mm-hmm.
being under Saman Chauhan, working with him, working for the collection of Rajputana during 2012, I guess. I made
Mm-hmm.
so many sketches, and it wasn't just uh, the flat sketches. I was free. I was making horns on my croquis.
Mm-hmm.
My garments were flowy. My sketches were very flowy, and I got the exposure of actually a designer, working with a designer. Working like a designer.
Mm-hmm.
And within a time span of 2 months, from my internship, I got promoted, being a junior designer. I started getting paid. It wasn't much, but yes, I was happy. So
So,
I work for the collection. I
mm,
sorry to cut you in. I worked for the collection. I learned so many surface developing techniques. I learned about tying and dyeing. And the
mhm,
most important aspect of it, I learned about the deadlines.
mm. So how you to develop the collection at the Saman Chauhan? So he is having some unique ideas of designing, and you were having your own style. So how did you compete with him? So basically, are you were you working with him directly, or you were just like getting some kind of any other person who
No, no,
was
no,
just
no. I was reporting directly to him. I was
okay.
just reporting directly to him. Uh, there was another person as well. She used to handle the leather part of the business, and I was working directly with him. I used to report with him to
Mhm.
him only, and working directly with him, and working on a collection. Uh, it played a very major role in my life because I never knew how to work for a collection. So he gave us some ideas. He has this entire collection ready in his head. All we have to do is make it alive on the paper first via making sketches, be it
Mhm.
and setting the right color story and selecting the right fabric. And yes, we were just helping him out.
Mhm.
We were not full-fledgedly working on the collection because at the end, it's his idea, his great ideas taught me so many things. And so he was just overlooking on our assignments as well. He overlooked in the entire design process what I was doing, what my other friends were doing, what the tailors were doing, uh, how where's the fabric coming from. Uh, he always used to take us out whenever we used to go for the fabric sourcing. Basically, the fabric sourcing was the best and the major part of your collection. What I feel, because
Mhm.
cost is involved in it, and yet you still cannot delay from your ideas that you have in your head, how you wanted to present your collection, how you wanted to portray out your collection. So,
Mhm.
and the costing plays a very major role in it. So he
Yeah.
taught we've learned that part as well, be it lining, be it the shell fabric, be it dyeing cost, be it the stitching cost, be it the embroidery, what kind of embroideries we
Yeah.
have to do. And every designer has his own USP, be it embroidery, be it colors, be it some designers has who somebody is good in prints, somebody
Mhm.
is good in silhouettes, somebody is doing good in retail. Uh, Everybody has their own USP.
Mhm.
So I've learned Mr. Saman Chauhan a little part of the USP from him.
Great, great. So it was for the Rajputana movie, right?
No, no, sorry. The collection name was Rajputana. Yes, I forgot to tell you. The actually, my first movie wasn't Padmavat. It was actually Yara
Yara.
that I made. Yes, I do not know. God was playing a major part in all that thing. If you see, if I hadn't gotten that repeat semester,
Mm-hmm.
I I couldn't be a part of that Saman Chauhan's team that where I spent my 4 months and
Mm.
I was working for the Rajputana collection and the Yara movie at the same time.
Okay.
So yes, my first movie was Yara that got featured on Z5 in
Oh,
the lockdown. Like
oh,
we
2019.
made the movie. Yes, we made the movie in 2014. Like everything got wind up in 2014, and it got aired in 2020, 19
2019.
or 20. Yes.
Yeah.
See, I wasn't good in
Great.
studies, so I
So,
did not
so
remember
Yara
that
movie, I
dates.
did not see the movie. So basically, what kind of collection you had to work on?
Actually, it was basically a movie from the era of 60s.
Okay.
It was a time, when movies like uh, Dawn 2 and um, so many movies based on the gangsters. It was
Oh,
an era that was following up. It was a trend like
60s,
shootout in what? Yeah,
60s.
shootout in Vadalas. Yes, 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 yes. Shootout in Vadalas.
Uh,
Some movies about um, uh, Bombay-based
hmm.
gangster movies was still there, just got released. So the time frame was such that we made a movie called Yara. It was a story about two friends who were
Mhm.
gangsters, and the whole movie revolved around them. So basically, we had to work for the uh, silhouettes. We made sure that the entire silhouettes of the character looks from the 60s. We had to make sure the look was from 60s and the entire hairstyle, the products, be it jacket, be it a small scarf, shoes, belt. So I was taking care of everything. And at the same time, I was working for the Rajputana project as well.
Hmm.
So it was all the 60s era gangster movie kind of a vibe.
Great. So, how did you get into that? How you should start this 60s collection? So, how do you started your research? So, you just uh, uh, can you give the brief idea about your research phase of this particular project?
I would love to. Um, Basically, every movie uh, starts off with a script, right?
Yeah.
A writer write a script, and then the whole mood is set. And in that script, the entire you we like they give us the entire shoot, the entire scene, how
Mm-hmm.
and when is going to be shoot, and what kind of a garment the person is going to wear, and what kind of a lightning has to be there. So this is all the firstly the uh, write up we got, and after that, accordingly, the movie team itself gave us some research work to do. Like many uh, eras we study,
Mm-hmm.
like mobster eras of um, in the American history.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I can be wrong about the geography and history about the fashion, but yeah, we learned about the mobster era. We learned about the gangster era, how the whole look was like. Basically, the 60s, how people used to dress up, what kind of a garment they used to wear. there were many styles of collars, and each collar has its own meaning. The gangster used to have this much big collar, and they never used to tuck it in. Be
Hmm.
it be it even if they are wearing a blazer,
Yeah.
they just everybody wants to be a baddie that time. Having four buttons open up, all the chest hair, and big, huge, humongous collars. So big collars mean the bigger the collar, the bigger the baddie the gangster is. So we studied about the entire era, about the garments, about the whole structure, about the hairstyle, the shoes, about the silhouettes of the pants as well. Bell bottoms were very in during that time. We've seen Amitabh Bachchan wearing so
Yeah.
many bell bottoms during that time, right? Like the movie in
Yeah.
Dawn movie, right?
On
So
movie and
basically, the whole yes, many other movies. Yes,
Genji,
yes.
Dawn, and all kind of movies. Yeah.
Mm. Janji, yes, how can we forget that? Janji.
Yeah.
So
So.
we studied many things from the past 60s era, and
Mhm.
then that uh, learning showed in our project.
So you just done your this movie, and then you had to get into your college again. And
Hmm.
so, what exactly was the project of your last semester?
Okay, again, thank you so much for asking this question because I really wanted to talk about it. I've been quiet since I got graduated from the college because nobody asked many questions about my graduation project. It was as I've already mentioned, sci-fi, and uh, I was into very much sci-fi or uh, fiction itself.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the same time, I'm a very spiritual person,
Mm-hmm.
and in day to day life, my day start off with remembering Bhagwan, Prabhu, Sri Krishna, or
Lord Hanuman.
Mahadev, Lord Hanuman and Mahadev. So in my college days, uh, I did my fashion show on 9 Devis of Navratri.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it was it was a dream come true for me because everything I felt that everything is just going against me. You my faculties did not approve the my um, theme itself in the first go, but I was very keen about it that all I wanted to do is just this. I cannot work on anything, any other theme. I presented them with many themes, but at the end, when they saw, okay, this child is not at all interested in anything else, so they approved my theme. My theme was uh, based on Shakti,
Mm-hmm.
the whole consciousness of the entire universe. Basically, till this day, I somehow feel I just do not have this knowledge of what I have done in the past, how I made the entire my mood board and my entire collection. It was based on nine devis during the Navratris. Each devi on the Navratri day plays its magnificent role, like uh, Kalratri, Kushmanda, Katyayani, um, and many others. So
Mm-hmm.
I studied about 9 devis, and each devi has its own particular color,
Okay.
and each devi is represented by own particular color, and it has the color has certain resemblance to it, and it plays a major role in our life as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
whenever we worship that devi in a particular day with a particular wearing a particular garment and certain colors. So I learned all that. I did my study in that, and my theme was
Mm-hmm.
less per se in this time. If those now devis were present during this time, if we could see them, their
Mm-hmm.
presence, how they used to look, how will they represent themselves, right? And as much knowledge, as much brain working knowledge I had that time, I used it entirely. So I made 5 garments. One was Kushmanda, Katyayani, Kalratri. Um, um, there were two. There were two more. I'm forgetting the name.
Mm-hmm.
So and and I told you that everybody was against me. That the
Mm-hmm.
entire time frame was against me. Maybe God was taking my test. And it always happens in life. If you want to be best in something, if you really want to do something best in your life,
Yeah.
so God will take your test and it will test your um, patience, like how badly you want it.
Mm-hmm.
My reporting faculty, they just uh, told me that no choreography relating to the uh, uh, your collection is going to happen. The models they just gonna come on the stage, they're gonna take their run, and they just run up. They just gonna come back and they be come down from the stage. So no choreography was supposed to happen in my show, and
Mm-hmm.
I was just not the only person. Basically, it was all about politics, college politics, office politics. It's everywhere in the world. But that what makes it fun. And but the people, the models, they were so generous, they were so kind-hearted, and since they were female, and I was representing Shakti, maybe Mata has blessed me with it. So they saw me being upset about the decision of the management. So all of them, and before that, already told the entire theme to my models and explained them the entire choreography. They have done. We've done our choreography exercise as well. So when they saw me being upset about something, they quietly came to me
Mm-hmm.
and they asked me what happened. So I told them that this thing has happened. And till this day, I just feel like it's a miracle. They quietly came to me and they
Mm-hmm.
just told me, okay, Parvesh, since we've already done the uh, choreography, we know how you wanted to present the work. You can go and tell the faculty that okay, we will do as you that choreography as you like. And once we are on the stage, it doesn't matter. We will uh, do the choreography as we have planned. That that literal time, I just had a little tear in my eyes. Everything is a play of God. I mean, maybe it was just a test.
Yeah.
So when the show happened, the models came on the stage and they did the choreography exactly how I told them, and they were barefooted. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that the models, if they walk on the stage, they should be barefooted because even the footstep of Ma Shakti, or be it any incarnation of her, it's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
If she is walking among us, it's a blessing. And I I just wanted to make the entire show as relatable as it can. So they were barefooted. They took the walk and they came back. And my friend just they went gaga over it. because nobody knew what was I was doing. Because I've never shown anybody the full garment, the exact garment. So they were just going gaga about it after my show started. And once I entered on the stage, everybody was losing their mind. I still remember that day till now. That was that. Be it, I think that's the best. That's the best moment of my life. Nothing in the date has surpassed it, because everything was against, my situations were against everything. And my own faculty, she was good. She was very good. She supported me very well. But uh, the politics, it plays a part. It gets into the system. She was bound to certain restrictions, but she helped me as much she can.
Hmm.
That was how my entire project was.
Great. So basically, you just completed your project successfully, and
Yes.
then you passed out your college, and
Yes.